Russians go to the polls on Sunday for parliamentary elections. The event does not seem to have made Russian pulses race. There are several reasons for this. One of them is there is a sense that between them, Vladimir Putin and Dmitry Medvedev have, as it were, sewed up elite politics. Another reason is perhaps the outcome of the polls is going to be a clear victory for the governing party, United Russia. A third possible reason is that, in a sense, in the Russian political structure, Parliament doesn't count for that much. Nonetheless, the outcome of the elections on Sunday are going to give important signals, and I'm going to explore them in this video briefing with my colleague Sarah. Let's think about what the results might say for Putin and Medvedev and for the country at large, Sarah, to start with.
Sure. Well, as you said, there's really no question as to whether the ruling party is going to win. This will be a solid victory for United Russia. The point of this, though, is how many seats are they going to lose in Parliament compared with 2007? And realistically, this could be a loss of as many as 60 or 70 deputies if things go badly for the ruling party.
Because they had comfortably over 300.
Exactly. They had over 300, and they need 226 to keep a majority. And the most likely result is that they'll get somewhere between 260 and 280. So this is a big drop compared with where United Russia is right now.
Yes.
The real reason this matters, though, is because the election is a de facto referendum not just on Putin himself, but on the political system that he has created over the last 8 years.
Quite. Where are the other votes likely to go if they don't go for United Russia?
Well, the Communist Party looks very likely to increase its standing and thereby to become a little bit more of a real opposition party. A lot of people, however, are just going to stay home. Turnout is almost certain to be lower than it was in 2007.
Which itself is something of an embarrassment.
Exactly.
We've got another election next year which is going to capture media attention, the presidential election. Again, not much doubt about the outcome, but what we're going to see this weekend at work is going to say something about that.
Sure, absolutely. And again, this is why the election this weekend actually matters, even though, as you noted initially, Parliament itself is really not that powerful within the Russian political system. This matters because it points to how well Putin is going to do in the presidential election next year. We know he's going to be re-elected, barring some sort of systemic upheaval, which looks very unlikely right now. But we could, for example, see if the Communist Party does very well this weekend, we could see the leader of the Communists run for president, as he's done in the past, and actually do better than he has done previously.
Let's turn finally to some of the implications on the policy side. With regard specifically to the economy, what's the economic situation looking like at the end of the year and extending into the first quarter, and how might the outcomes that we've been describing have an impact on that?
Well, as you know, one of the members of our global network of experts made the very interesting point the other day that the political spectrum looks likely to shift leftward with the increase in the size of the communist faction in Parliament, just as policy exigencies shift to the right, meaning that at some point within the next year or two, entitlements reform is going to be absolutely unavoidable. It's hugely politically sensitive in Russia, as in many places. And in 2005, the last time an attempt was made at systemic entitlements reform, Russia saw the largest social protests it had ever seen in the post-Soviet era. But to get back to your question, the basic macroeconomic fundamentals look pretty solid for the next couple of quarters. The economy is growing, could grow by up to 4.5% next year, and a lot of that's being driven by tremendous fiscal outlays in the run-up to the presidential election, not just on military spending, although that tends to capture headlines, but also in terms of social spending, which of course tends to capture voters.
Good. Sarah, thanks very much. And thanks for watching this briefing. Do look out for our analysis both of the weekend's election results and our continuing coverage of Russia's political and economic situation. In the meantime, thanks for watching.